Yo, it's your man Jam C,
Yo, it's the favorite Republican.
and this is 2/3 of the squad. The squad up,
We squatting up.
squadding up. The Goin Vocal squad. That's what I like to call us, the vocal squad, the vocal squad. Shout out to Shy Money who couldn't be with us, and happy. I guess I should say Happy Black History Month. Maybe is that a term?
Son, we halfway into the month.
Well, I'ma still say it. Happy Black, because I like to say, like I tell people this all the time. I celebrate it twice a year. Because, there's in Europe, it's Black History Month in October. In America, it's February. So I got like almost 60 days of this a year. So we celebrate every day with our accomplishments because, then you still have Juneteenth. But I think Black history should be celebrated on a daily basis. But if you have to celebrate it by month like we do in America, I do it twice a year. How about yourself?
Not limit. I celebrate it every all 12 months.
Okay.
All year round. Because constantly growing, and how can I not celebrate a nationality that I am?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
every day I step outside, or every time I go anywhere, I'm a representation of my nationality. So I'm representing Black history everywhere I go. So anything that I do, even just here at the vocal lounge, is history. You understand what I'm saying? Because guess what? This didn't happen yesterday. It happened today.
Yeah,
And tomorrow it will
be history.
There you go.
So
there you go. So every all year round I celebrate it. I don't need February to just be remembrance of who we are as a people, what we contribute to the country, this world. Forget the country, what we contribute to this world, and that's where I'm at with it.
I got you. All right, I'm not even gonna hold you. If anybody want you like this, keep sending us your comments. We really appreciate the love we've been getting. Always reach out to us at goinvocal@gmail.com. It's been a long time since they heard me spell, so I'm gonna hit them with it. GOINVOCAL@gmail.com. I don't do it often. They don't get to hear me. They be commenting on how you don't spell that much. You know what it is.
Nobody comment about.
I make history, kid. Yes, kid. Yes, they do. They like to hear it. They love it, man. They love it. Listen, in honor of Black History Month, we decided for this episode, we want to highlight some of the people that we admire most. And we this was something that we wanted to do for a while, because I think like with our last episode, we talked about how like they're trying to eradicate history, and it's not all Black history. They just want to take it out of the schools or minimize on what they think we feel we should know, even though to your point, that's something that we should be researching ourselves because of who we are and where we come from. And it's something that we should be reinforcing at home. But we, the squad, would like to take this time to celebrate those that people don't often talk about. So we came up with a few people that we would like to salute, give love to, give our flowers. Some of these heroes may still be with us. Some of these heroes are not. They're going to the ancestors. But we want to shed light on the people that we feel created history and moving us forward. And sometimes when we say that, I don't think it doesn't always mean they have to be multi-millionaire people. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It could be the first Black mailman or whatever you feel you want to celebrate. You know what
first kingpin you ever saw.
Yeah, right. The first pimp. We wild like that. But or the first Black dude to say motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but you want to be able to celebrate it, and so shout out to moms and dads, shout out to our parents, shout out, because I think they made the greatest gifts in life when they created Publican Lou and Jam C and Shy Money.
Word.
So they're history makers themselves.
Word.
So they made 3 great individuals to come up here and keep going vocal, keep y'all entertained, keep y'all enlightened, and keep y'all loving us. I got my first person I like to celebrate, if Republican Lou doesn't mind giving me the room.
Oh, go ahead.
First Black businesswoman, CEO. First Black CEO was a Black businesswoman, Ursula M. Burns, born in 1958. an American businesswoman. She was the CEO for Xerox. I think she let me see, I'm reading now. So she served it from 2009 to 2016. It made her the first black woman to lead a Fortune 500 company. And she's the first woman to follow another head. The first. She remained with Xerox from 2010 to 2017. She's also on the board of directors for different American companies like Uber, American Express, ExxonMobil, and places like that. She's she was a big deal. And shout outs to Ursula Burns, who's actually still alive.
The scary part about that, right? Is she the first black CEO in 2009, you said?
Woman. Yeah, black woman.
Right.
Yeah.
2009. That's scary. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
That's not even 20 years removed.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not that long ago.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's scary within itself.
Yeah.
That's scary within itself.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Very sad.
It's sad.
Very sad.
I would, before I give you my person of interest or the person that I would like to pay homage to, I think that the problem is, we got Black History Month in February, and Jam celebrates it twice a year. But I think the problem is that the white history ain't right. So it's a lot of white history that's incorrect. You get what I'm saying? And that was just the history that was taught when we were in school and stuff like that. And all of it was, it was this circle of sisters, which came from the brothers. I forgot the name of it. Forgive me. And they were part of the. They became a militia to kind of keep the slaves in order, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To kind of keep the slaves in order when the slaves went awry or try to, And so then they became the Revolutionary Army. You understand? And then once the war was over, they came home. They really didn't have anything to do, and then they became more involved with keeping slaves intact, like runaway slaves, bounty, and catching them, and then all eventually turned out to be the police, and
absolutely.
Then eventually formed the Confederacy, and then they were so powerful with the Confederacy that their wives formed a group, and they began to they become so powerful and so influential, and the textbooks that were being given at that time, that the publishing companies would run it past them first, the Confederate women, and they would be like, nah, this ain't right. You need to change this, right? Update this, do that. And so then when you think about white history, that was jaded within itself, right? You think about when they talk about the great George Washington and how he led this country, they never talk about the part. They always talk about how he chopped down a cherry tree, but no one ever talked about the part where he had 18 slaves before he was 18. You know what I'm saying? So it's those things that when we talk about Black history, we first need to talk about how the white history ain't even right. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
That part of it isn't right. And so being that part isn't right, it leaves us to have Black history within ourselves. Make us have a month or want us to have a month, because why should we just think about that in a whole, right? How we were so injustice, or we were done so wrong, to the fact that we needed to have a whole month just to talk about our history. Why do we need? Why was it a need for us to have that?
Yes,
you understand
that's right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you have to think about, why was it a need for a Black anthem? Lift every voice and sing, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think it was a need for that? Because of the injustice of
Black people.
All right. and how the white people just did what they did. But let me get off my soapbox.
No, but you know that. No, but you know what? That is I think that's a great observation because it's crazy. I'm glad that you said that because I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never really heard anybody say that. We talk about on any level, all of our great speak. I've never heard anybody look at it from another perspective. So I think that's dope. I think you just gave some people to think about.
Thank you. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
One of the guys that I want to talk about today, Lewis Howard Latimer. He is responsible not for the light bulb, but for the filament that's inside the light bulb. He's responsible for that. That's what homeboy did. That's what my nigga did. That's what my nigga did, right?
Okay.
So when they talk about when they give Thomas Jefferson all the credit for the light bulb and this and that, yeah, he probably made the bulb, but he didn't do the filament on the inside of them.
Yeah.
What made the shit illuminate? You understand what I'm saying? So
exactly.
There you go. They just took it again. That's more history and more reason why Black history why we have to have it, or why it even came about, because y'all niggas is writing us out of it.
Exactly.
Y'all writing us out of it. So
exactly.
They go to bullshit, man. Bullshit, man. They don't want us to know.
Well, that's a big deal because we don't get enough credit. I don't know, that's just wild weird to me because we don't get enough credit. It's almost as if, like, I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's like people don't want us to know our greatness or how great we really are or were.
Of course they don't.
That's just wild crazy.
Of course they don't. They figure if y'all niggas it's equivalent to like a pimp would never give his hoes too much money to live on their own. Mm-hmm. Just enough to get your ass off, eat, and get back out there to work. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's equivalent to that. So let's never discredit that or take away from that, because even to this day, it still happens, right? Mm-hmm. Just think, it happened a couple of weeks ago at the Grammys, and Jay-Z had to speak on it. Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, how this person got all these #1 albums and never had sold won the most. Fuck everything else, won the most, and how y'all not nominate this person as having album of the year? Mm-hmm. Right, because we don't want you to feel or seem great, whereas though let's highlight someone of our own. Mm-hmm. So that's that.
Wow, that's wild crazy. Yeah, and it's sad because we have to have moments like these where, to your point, we should be celebrating these people every day. What I challenge people to do after this episode, because we should have been doing it already, is to find somebody great, maybe in the field that you love doing, and find the first Black person who we have different. Find the first Black. If you like social media, find the first Black person who was involved with building the computer, or find the first Black person who we created some of these apps. Remember, during COVID, a lot of these apps was created by Black youth. You know what I'm saying? Programs that they're using today were created by Black youth. Mm-hmm. So I just challenge people to start looking up people that, that did great things to motivate yourself. But we should be doing that on a day-to-day basis, because we should be proud of where we come from, who we are, and where we're going, and try to be the betterment of our people. The next person I want to give light to is Reverend, by the way, Reverend William Washington Brown. Not only was he a reverend and a slave, but he owned the first Black bank during the financial panic. And his bank thrived through all of that. He was born in 1849 and born a slave, had the Union Army during the Civil War, and opened the savings bank of the Grand Fountain of the United Order of True Reformers in 1888 in Richmond, Virginia. Now, Richmond, Virginia was the heart of slaves. Mm-hmm. That's where a lot of slaves went through to try to get free, the Underground Railroad and all that. But, Yeah, and the bank was success with only one financial institution to survive in 1893, economic depression. Yeah, so we own banks and things like that. Like, I think about stuff like that. These were slaves. You know what I'm saying? So how did you, and we can't organize now. And I look at that for me personally, when I hear stories like that and I read on things like that and I see where we at right now and I look at like people who are successful, who have money, how they tear each other down. They can't even come together for the betterment of the people. It's like you and I both have the same thing. You might have a Porsche, I have a Porsche. However, I'm not feeling you for whatever reason. And everybody else who looks up to you feels like you at the height of your life, but we hating each other. And we got the same things. But we really don't know why we don't like each other, but there's no reason because you blessed. You blessed in your own right. If you work to achieve something, you blessed. You never read about stories like this from our people in great, of our history. And it probably was still going on though. It probably was still happening. It's just they don't report things like that. But from what I know now, when I see people that I look up to or think that's great, when I see them fighting with each other, it hurts me because it becomes publicized in media and scrutinized, and it makes it look like we can't get along.
Always to make it seem like we're uncivilized and uncouth about who we are and what we are. But I'm telling you, it's so hard. Again, like I go back to the last episode that we did and we talked a little bit about it, is the reason why we're so all over the place and have no sense of direction, because we really don't know who we are. How can you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been, right? And the only thing you're standing on is what happened to us post transatlantic slave trade. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not our heritage, that's not our culture, that's not where we're from, that's not who we are, right? And so then you get a version, or you get not even a you get the version they want you to have, right? And they put a narrative around you by putting you in an environment or in a neighborhood where as though this is what you should see, this is how you should act, this is who you are, you understand? And then keep that going, right? And just never letting you see anything bigger or seeing more than just that,
So do you believe a household has its own culture?
Yeah, because even in the, think about it, even in the projects, right? Right? The every house was different.
Yeah, so
that's what I'm saying. Because some houses had drugs in it, some had church in it, some has Islam in it, some had alcohol in it, some just had whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
And to your point, that's what makes it so difficult for us to come together, because we don't share the same culture. So it makes us it's sort of like it was designed that way so that we tear each other apart, because we don't know ours. And when you look at other nationalities, they all share the same things. So when they come out into the world, that's why you see the Indian community could come together, because they know who they are. And house per house, they share the same cultures. So whatever they relate to is how they relate. Even if they don't like each other, they could come together in relation to the name of their culture. But because we're so different per household, when we get outside of that and come together, we can't get along.
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
We never had a whole culture.
Yes.
That's why if you see like Jamaicans, Africans who migrate over to this country, or you may see the Mexicans, the Peruvians, the Brazilians,
all the Latin countries.
They know where they come from. They know what their heritage is. They know what their culture is. They know how to hold on to it, right? They can stick with one another and stand firm with one another. We're the ones that are so mixed up and don't know what to do, where to go, and we're so. It's just sad. It's just really, really, really sad. I had a quote, and I unfortunately I don't have it with me, but it was in regards to Abraham Lincoln. And I know that we talk about, and again, I go back to, there's the white history and how it's been so watered down, and they tell you what they want you to know. Like, again, Did you know? Did you know George Washington had 18 slaves before he was 18?
No,
right?
I didn't.
They didn't tell you. Don't tell you shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that? Like even though Abraham Lincoln did Emancipation, the Proclamation of the Slaves, but he didn't feel as though this. And I had a quote that he said out of his mouth, and I forgive me.
I remember that
because
too.
I don't have it with me.
Yeah.
But he felt as though the superior race was the white race, not the Negro race.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how could you feel as though that you want to free somebody, but you don't see them as equal?
Yeah.
You know, you feel as though your race is superior than the other, but then you want to come up with this answer, you know, this shit about freeing slaves. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen, even though you put it in writing and you put it out to the world for everybody.
It wasn't his
plan.
plan.
It still didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because you didn't stand behind your words. You didn't believe the shit your goddamn self.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So, again, we go back to, is their history, and they told us about their history. The good thing, it's just like, you know, white history is equivalent to social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say that is people post on social media what they want you to fucking know.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And just like white history, they gave us exactly what the fuck they wanted us to know.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's it. None of these, it's always been about them. You understand what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, and not to get off on a tangent, but it just, you know, you get riled up when you start hearing this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you say to yourself, like, "Yo, these jokers is wilding." You know what I'm saying?
As you should, because it's supposed to incite for you as an individual to get knowledge of yourself, because that's where it starts. Knowledge who you are, knowledge of yourself. Knowledge of yourself can help you create knowledge, you know, can motivate your community to do the same thing. So if mom knows who she is, dad know who she is, the children will know who they are and where they come from. And if you do that from person to person, then it you know, it becomes infectious. You do, because I'm looking, you know, when you read, like when we read the books about our ancestors, the slaves, the people that came before us, and you look at how they all came from the same, at one place or another, they all was either weather plantation, same nation, wherever they came from, they all had the one thing in common. They wanted to survive. And they knew the only way that they could do that is to be together no matter what. So they all these great people were able to get the support, do all the great things that they were able to do, but somewhere along the line, that was getting broken. With every so 10 years, it got worse, progressively worse and worse and worse. And then when you get into the 60s, it changed and still got even more till you get to the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. And this is where it's at. We don't know who we are, where we come from. We don't know what it means to be black. We don't know. We say we do,
right?
But we don't. You know what I'm saying? Because what you do and what you say is two different things. You know, we could scream and say we love being black. I'm black. I love being black, which I do, by the way. And I think I exemplify that every time I step out the door, because I greet my brother right here with peace and love. So that lets you know I know who I am. I don't look at you and be like, I want to fight you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because I love you. I love who I am. I love where we come from. I love all the great things we do for each other. And we have the best everything to me. And that's just my humble opinion.
I think that you were on to something, and you started going down that road, and then you kind of, you know,
veered off. Sorry about that.
No. But you know, you stayed the course. But I want to just piggyback off of what you were saying. Regardless of white history, black history, whatever history that was out there, right? And like you said, as long as you understand and know who you are, right? I don't give a fuck what they tell you. I don't give a fuck how they say you ain't this, or how y'all didn't do this, how you didn't do this, or who's the gatekeeper to this, who's the gatekeeper to that. Know who you are and what your worth is. And your color shouldn't determine on, or shouldn't your race shouldn't determine on how successful you think you should be.
Yeah.
You know, because everything lies within yourself.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So to piggyback off of you, having knowledge of yourself, knowing that these people can't tell you who you are, these people can't tell us what you should do, what you can't do, all the above. Just understand who you are, and just know that we as a race, we as as a race got our hands in everything that we are involved in today. Doing this show, I've looked up so many different things that we were part of the cell phone, part of the potato chips, ice cream scooper. My next guy that I was about to mention just now, I want to get his name, Garrett Morgan.
Yes.
The traffic light, the refrigerator, the stove. They all had our hands in part of doing all these things, all these great things. So never let them, and they would never tell that part. They'll never tell that story because they know that if they told that story, because they already got credit for it so much already. You understand what I'm saying? That it would look, they would have to eat crow if they had to tell that story. The truth. If they had to tell the truth, they'd have to eat crow. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is, to me, I just feel like, and it just, hit me that we just need to just build ourselves up. You know what I'm saying? And nothing that was in those books that happened umpteen years ago and 90, whatever pre us, we can't do anything about that, but we damn sure can rewrite the history going forward.
And create
we can damn sure create a new history going forward. We can damn sure be part of the history that will be made, or that, going forward. We don't, we can't do anything about what happened back then. You understand what I'm saying? All you can do is read about it, understand it, equip yourself with it. But making yourself great and making yourself better is what I think is the key takeaway from all this, because regardless of whatever they've said to us in the past, whatever information they withheld from us in the past, it doesn't matter and doesn't equate into now or who you are, because you need to make the best version of yourself to become part of history.
Exactly, and create a new one, because we are, as a people, we've always been known to create history. And as from a black man who lives in America, I know for us, my black brothers and sisters in America, we definitely need to be supportive of one another. But support don't mean that the black business owner that you can give poor service to people.
Right.
On top of that, you got to be top notch. The service that you would want for yourself, you got to give for your customers.
The service need to match the fucking dollar that you're asking for.
Exactly.
That's it. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's it.
Consistent. Be consistent.
Be consistent. Exactly. And that goes out to my barbers, beauticians, my clothers, my restaurant owners, everything. Realtors,
everything. Cleaning the fucking house. Be consistent.
Be consistent.
Come at the time you say you're gonna get there.
That's it.
Shit. What my director say? Early is on time. He tell me that all the time. Early is on time.
Exactly. That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, get that shit out your mind. Color people time. Where they even get that shit from?
Yeah. That's why I created. It's negative.
Get that shit from color people time.
It's negative. It's negative. And when you put that out there, it's how you looked. It's how we're looked. It's how I look when I come somewhere. That's why it's like you ever get that? Oh my God, you early. Because they know what,
you to
exactly
be late.
Because that's that color people time late. Shit. We joke about it, but in all actuality, we really hinder ourselves by leaning on that.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, these people, this shit is real. Racism is real. That shit is live and prevalent today, as it is, and it always has been in this country. It's unfortunate the way that they painted the picture that one race is better than the other. That's unfortunate, but it is. I remember this was years ago, about 20 years ago, probably more than 20 years ago. I went to a restaurant in New York, Times Square. And had dinner, wasn't sweating it or nothing like that, And then when the bill came, I paid the bill, and come to find out, they added they tip into my bill. Yeah. Right. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I understand if I have a party of 6 or more, but it was just me and another young lady, and how dare you add a tip to my bill? Because how you know if I felt as though you were worthy of the tip that you fucking added to my bill?
Had that same
you understand
experience.
What I'm saying? Same experience. And it wasn't, I never, and I'm not I don't I'm never one who gets my bill and I go through every. Oh yeah, this is water. This iced tea. This is lemons. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type. I just pay it. You know. But if something looks a little off, then I may be like, wait, this is kind of a little pricey crazy. Right here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something. Maybe they didn't take something off. It's accounting. Like that's all you got to account for some stuff. Yeah. And so when I went through the bill, that's when I noticed that they added a tip inside the bill.
That so crazy. I had the same experience. But I didn't realize it till after the fact, and I left a tip. So that's the crazy because I didn't know, and
I did the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't know until I'm going through. I take a receipt, I sign a ticket, I don't even look at it. So but I keep them in my pocket for whatever reason. So I go and change jackets. I look in the pocket. I just so happen. Let me look at this. I got to throw this stuff away, and I looked at the bill, and that's how I peeped it. Like they added the tip, and I tipped already, so I double tipped. The tip was $100. And I gave her 100. You know what I'm saying? So that's wild crazy. You get what I'm saying? So for me, that was like I felt the way about it because it's just is that something that they always do, or was it just what do they call that, racial profiling?
Yeah, tips? Definitely. And I remember that, and I spoke to my grandfather about that, right? And he said, "Son, they only did that because they thought you wasn't gonna tip them."
Yeah.
That's the only reason why they did that. He said, son, they did that because you was black and they know that black people don't tip. So they fuck that. You ain't sticking us
up. Or they assume.
And right. And again, you think, and this was a really, really nice restaurant. It was a really nice, really, really nice restaurant. And they probably wasn't used to seeing. Maybe they did see a few of us in there, but probably not as young. Cause I was young then. You know what I'm saying? And probably like, oh, this nigga about to run out on us and some shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what it was. But again, like I said, people, please don't fall asleep at the wheel. Yeah. These. It's unfortunate, and what I'm gonna say. You may think I'm crazy, but it's unfortunate that. People who are racist don't have KKK stamped on their forehead, right? Because if they had it stamped on their forehead, then you would know exactly what you're dealing with.
No, it's crazy. Remember the movie Alive when the guy Roddy Piper put the shades on and he could see the people who wasn't real, they was aliens?
Oh no, I never saw that.
It was a great movie. And that's how he knew the people who were real humans and who was aliens. When you put the shades on, you could see their real face. Wouldn't it be something that they had some shades, you could see who racist and who not?
It's unfortunate. You know, you can't see who is and who isn't, and you would, you would if you seen that, right, you could either respect it. You had no choice but to
respect it,
because that's the.
But you navigate different.
But you would treat them different.
You navigate different. Yeah.
You know how to deal with them different. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? As opposed to people that they don't have it, and they have an underlying demeanor about it, and it's just sad. It just saddens me that it's like that. So what I'm saying is, just don't fall asleep at the wheel. Just keep, everybody. Don't. I'm not saying run around being. Militant, pro-black, and white, because not all of them are the same.
No, everybody. It's America.
Can't put them all. Can't put them all in the same boat.
No, not at all.
You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, if it smell fishy, then it's flounder. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Yeah.
If it smell fishy, it's flounder. If motherfucker talking crazy sideways or making a subliminal message or a joke or whatever, something that they may seem to be
funny,
but it ain't funny to you because you be taking it another way, nip that shit right. Yo, listen, now what you just said, I felt offended by it. And shit, the way people get offended by every little thing nowadays,
in the cancel culture,
you might as well say something, you know what I'm saying?
In the cancel culture.
Don't let that little small shit slide. And I think, before we roll about here and get up out of here, I just want to add one more thing to why, and I know that racism is real. And back to Beyonce, and you would think I'm a fucking part of the Beehive, but I'm not, right? I heard some comments made today, with the European culture, and they were saying along the lines of, who is she to make a country music album? who is she? She's not part of this genre. She shouldn't be making that kind of music. She shouldn't be coming over and doing those kind of things. But to those two individuals who had that to say, I'm curious to know, where do you think country music came from? You know, country music started off a banjo. Who do you think started playing them first? Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So before you start saying who genre is what and what genre that someone should come into and go in and out of, you know, just be careful what you're saying. Anybody, it's music, it's entertainment. If it makes you feel good, why wouldn't it make somebody else feel good? You understand what I'm saying? So just get your shit together, you two. Because when Eminem became a rapper, we ain't hate on him.
Exactly.
You know, we allowed when Jack, what's his name? Marlo, what's his name? Jack Harlow. Harlow.
Who's nice, by the way.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. You know what I'm saying? And we accept them with open arms. So country music, let Beyonce in and mind y'all motherfucking business. Yeehaw.
Nah, I second that. I think music, what people misunderstand, because I'm sure the person who made the comment, are they musicians?
Not at all.
All right. I think if you're an artist and you do music, you should that's the whole purpose of being an artist. You can expound on anything. You know, Beyonce could be exactly, because I think like music, if I'm a fan of all music, and so if she can listen to country music, she can sing it. That's the way I look at it. You singing in your house. She just so happened that she got the lane. She could do whatever she wanted at this point because of who she is. If she wanted to do an opera album, if you don't like it, don't listen to it.
And my thing
that's the whole point. If you don't like it, don't listen to it.
We had this conversation, me, you, and Sha Money, where as though she's one of the only other artists outside of Michael Jackson who can just come and do different things,
genres, and
different, and be successful at it.
Yeah.
So if anybody could pull this shit off, it's definitely Beyonce that could do that shit.
Yeah. And I think, to me, it's a compliment to the music itself, because now you'll get more African American listeners and more maybe support the movement of country music, because they just started getting their television award shows televised. For all I've known since I've been on this planet, they've never had televised country music, but it wasn't until other music genres started jumping into it. Because some of the pop singers started doing country music. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, and now it's getting more TV time. They had one, I think it was last year, the Grammys for country music.
You motherfuckers ain't say nothing when Lil Nas X
did it. Exactly.
Lil Nas X did it.
Yeah, exactly. Kudos,
here.
Exactly. Damn sure didn't. They did not.
Out of here. So leave Beyonce alone for the beehives.
Get at you. Yeah, that's a cancel culture for your ass.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
So, all right, this is the favorite part of the show. I know it's a bad segue.
But shit, that was my get your shit together.
Get your shit together. Get your shit together. All right. My get your shit together is going out to everybody out here. Everybody out here that's right now, they have like what I'm looking. Everybody out here that we give to these restaurant owners. I'm gonna go back to in honor of Black History Month. My black how can I say this? People who sell things, whether it be online, whether you go to the restaurants, whether you support you want to support black business, provide service that I actually can appreciate. You know, I order something online, black designer. I order something online. Me. Now look, check it out. Check it out. Now it looked good. It looked very good. When I got it, when I received it, and I'm not going to give light to the brand because I think people got to figure that out for themselves. But because they made it right.
Oh, they did. So
yeah, yeah. But my thing was, it was a lot of shit to get what you wanted. So when you look at it online, that shit, what we call the butters. I got to get that. You get it, you order it. One, the estimated arrival date was supposed to be like, it was like a 48-hour purchase. So I'm like, oh, that's good. I'm good with that. You get it. Cause 2 days like Amazon.
Get it in 48
yes,
hours?
so it's sort of like
shit.
that's like some
Prime.
Amazon shit. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
so
right.
I'm looking at, all right, this like the black Amazon. Let me rock with this. So you get it. Once you get it now the return situation is a whole ball of wax. It's not an Amazon thing. Amazon, you take it back to anywhere, you get your money back ASAP. Before they even get the product back, you got your money. This shit,
they get checked in.
That's your money. Yeah, this shit is like some old. Now they making excuses. They backpedaling. They not answering the phone. You gotta go through all this email shit. Yo, I had to do a Google review. Then I got my shit back. So that's why I like Google review. I tell people all the time, Google review they asses. And if you got any friends and family, tell them to jump on that Google review and you get your just due. Now they made it right, and I got my money.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So I just encourage people, my black business owners, man, you gotta do right by your people. Your customer, period, no matter what nationality they are, you got to do right by your people, because anybody who's your consumer is your people.
Being the Republican that I ain't buying shit off of. I ain't buying shit off of Instagram. I ain't buying shit off of TikTok. I ain't buying shit. Timmy.
Oh, was it Temu? Yeah, Temu, yeah.
I'm a Republican. We don't play them games, nigga. We do. I buy from another great Republican, Jeff Bezos. Nigga. Send it to me. Jeff ain't never seen a nigga wrong, man.
Well, I'm an independent, so I give everybody the opportunity.
Jeff get you right, man. They don't give a fuck. He get your shit to you fast and then take it back. Don't give a fuck.
That's true.
You use it or not, motherfucker.
But shout out to all my black business owners. Salute.
Wait, so just one quick question.
Uh-huh.
That stuff, the purchase that you made, was it from like social media?
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't.
Yeah, absolutely was. Absolutely was.
I've never heard anyone to have a success story from buying something off of social media, and mainly
Google us and let us know.
Mainly getting
Gmail us,
getting that shit the exact same way it looked.
Yeah, you're right.
The same quality.
I have not either.
Everybody's gotten burned by social media shopping.
Well, let us know. Let us know your story. goinvocal@gmail.com. Let us know your story, because again, that was a first. But you're right. I've never heard anybody that had any good stories.
My fucking
any of any nature.
The picture, that shit looking fire. You get that motherfucker, you got a Goin Vocal motherfucker kind of like Denise me.
Yeah.
One sleeve longer than the other and shit. Like, I ain't never heard. Nah, fuck that shit.
And on that note, it's your man Jam C.
It's your favorite Republican. I shot Republican way, Republican low.
And we've officially gone vocal. Peace.
Everybody tune into the Pod Squad now.